Hello everyone, welcome back. This is a new lecture in your course, Mastering Ansible by Avionics. My name is Ahmed, and in this section we're discussing different modules of Ansible and how to use them. And in this section we are using the command line mode of Ansible. We are not using playbooks. Playbooks are going to be discussed extensively in the next section. So in this lecture, let's start by examining the modules, the Ansible modules that can be used to work with files and directories. Ansible has some powerful modules to work with files and directories on remote systems. For example, you can query file attributes by using the stat module as follows. So let's say that you want to have a look at the different properties of a file on the remote system. If you want to use Ansible for that, let's clear the screen, and it's as simple as using Ansible. And we needn't use the root privileges here, so we are just gonna do web or all if you want to just make Ansible query all the servers that are in the list. And let's say -m stat is the name, stat is the name of the module, and -a to give it the required parameter, and the required parameter here is just the path to the file, /etc/hosts. And the output is going to be a long JSON formatted strings of different attributes of the file. As you can see here, it has nearly everything you can find about that file. And stat, as a matter of fact, is a command that is in Linux. If you log into one of the servers and just issue the command stat followed by the path to the file, so it's stat/etc/hosts, you will find a similar output. Of course, it will not be formatted in JSON. It has a lot of interesting parameters, like for example the size, the checksum, the change time, the access time, the MD5 hash of the file, the MIME type. Of course, this is more interesting if you're working with web files. The mode, the permissions, the modification time, the owner, user, and the owner group, and so on and so forth. So you might be asking, why should I use Ansible for this? I could use, for example, something like this: SSH 192.168.22.33.20, and then stat/etc/hosts. This, yes, will give you roughly the same output. As you can see here, it did not get a lot of information as Ansible did. That is because Ansible has nicely formatted the data that it grabbed from the file, and I can use a tool to parse this JSON. Okay, this might be a little out of Ansible stuff, but I thought that it would be interesting to show you how you can parse this JSON code on the command line without using playbooks. So let's clear the screen, and let's install a tool that is called JQ. JQ is a command line tool used in Linux for parsing different JSON strings. So let's install it quickly. Okay, so now JQ is installed. Let's clear the screen, and if I let's run this on only the web server, just to give you one output. And as you can see here, this is JSON starting from this sign, this brace. Okay, so starting from here, this is JSON. Everything that is behind this brace is not considered JSON. So I need to filter out this text out of the output. I need just to have this output starting from the brace till this last brace here. So in order to do that, I'm going to use a Linux command that is called sed. I don't know whether or not you have worked with sed before, but it's a very powerful text processing command. I'm going to use this formula or this string in order to filter out anything that is preceding the brace. Okay, so if I did that just without anything else, I'm gonna show you just the output of this. So as you can see here, I have the same output, but this time without anything before the brace. This is the starting brace, and this is the JSON formatted data, just like that. So having that, let's clear the screen, and I'm going to pipe the output to JQ. And once you enter the JQ command, you can use its powerful features. So I'm going to query the stat, which is the, let's have a look. This is the start of the tree. It's called stat all the values that I might be interested in are under this stat node. So it's .stat, and then I can enter a formula like this. So if I am interested in the permissions of the file, I can select the .mode and give it a friendly name of perms. I can also select the group ownership of the file by querying the gr_name and giving it a friendly name of group. And finally owner, and the owner will be querying .pw_name. Okay, this is not part of Ansible at all. This is just Linux shell scripting with the JQ for powerful JSON formatting command. So this is not part of Ansible. This is not a module. This is not an Ansible command. This is just shell scripting, just to show you how interesting and how powerful Ansible can be. Okay, and this has to be inside the code like that. Okay, and as you can see here, I have formatted or filtered the output of Ansible just to give me the interesting information that I need. I need to have a look at the permissions of /etc/hosts. So it's 0644. This is the binary or the octal method of displaying permissions. This is the group owner, and the user owner, it's root and root. I can do the same thing by omitting the group to run on all the machines. Sorry. Oh, it's all. And as you can see here, I have the output from both servers, and of course it is identical. So this is just to show you how powerful Ansible can be, and just printing its output in JSON, as you can see, might be very powerful if used in conjunction with, for example, JSON parsing commands. Of course, you can feed this JSON to another application and you will have a powerful configuration management suite, if you wish to call it. Now let's get back to our main topic, and let's have a look at how we can upload files and directories to servers. Several tools can transfer files and directories to and from servers through SSH connections, like the SCP and the rsync famous commands. Ansible also has its own set of modules for doing this. Let's see how we can copy a file or a directory to a remote machine. So let's clear the screen, and let's say that we want to copy a file that is called welcome.txt to the web machine. So let's quickly create a file that's called welcome.txt. And let's type in welcome to Ansible. Okay. And using Ansible, we can transfer this file directly to our web machine by using the copy module. So it's -m copy and -a, and give it the parameters source welcome.txt, which is the file that we have just created. And then we need the destination or the path of the file. Let's add it to /temp/welcome.txt. Then let's press enter. Okay, success. Let's have a look at 192.168.33.20, and let's cat /temp/welcome.txt. As you can see, welcome to Ansible. The file has been correctly transferred to the remote machine. Okay, let's get back. And when working with directories, we have two options. Either to transfer the contents of the directory to the remote destination by placing a trailing slash after the source, or transfer the directory itself with all its contents to the remote destination by not placing a trailing slash after the source. In order to understand that, let's create a sample directory in our local machine or on our client machine. So let's mkdir. Let's say a directory that is called items, whatever, items, okay, just like this. And inside items, I am going to use a for loop for I in 1 to 10 do touch a file that is called I. Touch a file that is called item followed by I. Just like that. If we ls, we're going to see that we have 10 files. Each of them is called item followed by a number. So it's from item 1 till item 10. Now let's go to the parent directory. Let's clear the screen. And now I have two options for transferring this items directory. Either to transfer the whole directory under the name items to the destination directory. So for example, if I want to transfer this items directory to /temp on the remote machine, I either can transfer it to be /temp/items like this to create a remote directory on the remote machine called items, or I can transfer the internal contents of items to be under temp. So I will have item 1, item 2, 3, 4, 5, and so on till item 10. This depends on whether or not you're going to place a trailing slash after the directory. Let's see how we can do both. So let's clear the screen and let's use Ansible web-m copy, and the source is going to be items. And notice here that I did not place a trailing slash after items, just the name of the directory. Then the destination is /temp. I can add a slash or omit it, it will matter a lot. And of course -a to give the parameters to the module, press enter. Okay, and notice here what happened, it created a directory. Okay, so let's now SSH to the web server machine. Let's have a look at /temp. Now /temp contains a directory that is called items, and it contains the items, the files that were called item 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. What if I want those files to be on the root directory of /temp, not to be created under a directory? So to do that, I'm just going to add a trailing slash after the source. So it's items followed by a slash. If I press enter now and I log in to the directory or to the server and I issue ls-l /temp, you're gonna see that I have now the item files on the root of the /temp, and also I have the items directory. And in the coming lecture, we're gonna see how we can download files and directories from the remote server. So see you next.